GITV is brought to you by KWA, G&G Armament, Operation Lion Claws, Palco Sports, ICS, and Javelin Airsoft Gunworks. Hi GITV, I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand, and I'm very happy to be back here again today because we're doing another one of our tactical gearhead progression videos, and well, this one's going to be the intermediate version. Now, if you remember our last episode, we were doing the novice version, and I started out with a very base loadout, basically a black polo shirt and khaki pants for a sort of a contractor look, and then I got a SEMA 28 AK and a dyed proto face mask. I got a full face mask for full face protection, kind of worried about this guy right here. I also started wearing a hat to prevent, I guess, shots to the top of the head from stinging so much and to provide some SPF protection. Now, I also got an NC Star tactical cross-draw vest that's to hold more ammo and provide chest and back protection in case I get friendly fired or lit up completely in the chest. Now, the next thing I got were Lancer tactical hard knuckle gloves so that when I get shot in the hands, fingers, knuckles at close quarter battle, it doesn't sting as much as well. And the next thing I got were Condor knee pads, or OE Tech knee pads. Now, the great thing about those is that I had some problems of kneeling down on BBs, which was very annoying because it was painful, well, slightly painful, while at the same time being a self-inflicted injury. So I was not a big fan of that, but after about 20 to 30 games playing out in the field, I noticed a bunch of Milsim players, and what's great about them is that not only did they look badass, but two, they were actually very effective on the airsoft battlefield. They carried a lot of extra ammo, they're able to use their guns very effectively, and were able to transition to their sidearms in case their guns went down. So, in addition to looking cool, they were great to play with on the field of battle, and I had to look like them as well. So that's where this intermediate loadout is going. Gonna be a Milsim player. Alright, so as you can tell, I definitely got a new gun. I noticed a lot of the Milsim players I was seeing were using US military weapons, and more than that, a lot of them were carrying M4 style weapons. So I decided to get an Airsoft GI G4A2 Blazing Hog. Cool looking gun, already had a lot of features I wanted on it anyway, like a pretty sweet rail system, a Novice flash hider, flip up front and rear iron sights, a textured pistol grip, and sling mount adapter, or at least a sling mount. But we also have blowback on here. I was a big fan of blowback because I wanted more realism, but because I know that it's harder to work internally on a gun with blowback, it didn't really change my decision that much because I don't work internally on airsoft guns. I don't know anything about them. But that said, I decided to go with this gun and I couldn't have been happier with it. Great price, had everything I wanted. But I had to get some K120 mid-cap magazines. These are KWA mid-caps. They come in a pack of 6 for $60, so it's 10 bucks a mag. And it looks like a P-mag, and I really like that because it changes the overall look of the gun, while at the same time, well, I don't know, I just think they're awesome. But also, if they get dirt in them, you can take them apart completely and just kind of clean them. So that's really nice. But because of that, I had to get some more mag pouches. So I decided to get these tan double Kangaroo mag pouches. They hold two 223 style mags, as well as 2 pistol mags. And they also have a sweet bungee cord retention system, which I really like. So I got 2 of them, put them on this new plate carrier I got. This is a Usmc licensed plate carrier. I don't know of many things on the market that are licensed by the United States Marine Corps, but I trust their judgment wholeheartedly. So I got this. It's a very comfortable fit, not an incredibly expensive vest, and more than anything, I'm just really happy it's comfortable and works for me. Now the next thing I got is I got a Condor Rigger's belt because I decided I wanted a sidearm, and that's also why I got these Kangaroo pouches so I could carry extra pistol magazines. But because I have these K120 mid-cap magazines, there's only 120 rounds. I'm going to have to transition a lot, and if I get caught between those transitions, I'm going to need to go for my sidearm, which I decided to get an Elite Force 1911. I'm a huge fan of 1911s, so I decided to get a CO2 gun because I've never had one before and I thought it might be kind of interesting. But it's holstered in a G-code 1911 XST holster, and it's also mounted on an RTI combat paddle adapter. Paddle carry adapter, excuse me. It's very useful because you can attach it to your rigger's belt, but at the same time, since it's an RTI system, which I believe is rapid transition interface, you can pull it off and mount it on another bracket where you can put on your vest or maybe another thigh holster. But for now, all I have is the paddle carry adapter, so that's what I'm gonna go with. So I've got my sidearm, got my mags, got my new plate carrier. I'm still using my old gloves and my knee pads and my hat and my mask. Didn't decide to change the mask because it was working out pretty well. But after about 10 or so games, I felt that there were just a few minor changes to be made because I just found some subtle deficiencies in my loadout. Alright, so as you can tell, I made some changes to the gun. I decided to get an NC Star Tactical Cantilever red and green dot sight. That makes my target acquisition quite a bit faster. And in that same vein, I decided to get a Magpul angled forward grip. Again, that makes my spot shooting quite a bit faster. And I notice also my thumb is going to be pointed right where the gun is. So again, makes my spot shooting quite a bit faster. Now the next thing I decided to get a Magpul Ms2 Sling. That's going to make my transition of my pistol a lot safer. I'm not going to drop the gun. It'll just hang from my body right there. But also, if I do want to remove the gun from my person, it does have a quick detach pull strap so I can get it off there. And also this sling is very comfortable, very close to my body, fits very well, very happy with my purchase. Now the next thing I noticed, having carried all these mid-cap mags, is that when I want to transition, I don't have an open pouch to put it in. So I decided to get an OE Tech dump pouch. Pretty awesome, has a drainage hole in case it rains and it gets filled up with water and such, it will drain out. So that said, something that is specific to Southern California is the fact that it sometimes gets pretty hot out here. And the last thing you want to encounter is a case of heat exhaustion or, God forbid, heat stroke. So I decided to get an OE Tech hydration carrier. Boom, right there. Now I can carry quite a bit of water in there, and when I do fill it up with water, it actually weighs down the Usmc license plate carrier pretty well, so I do get a bit of an extra workout. But it's also good to be able to help your fellow players on the field in case someone is running out of water or needs it badly. It's good to have that extra water. Now the last thing I got were a new pair of boots. If you're going to be airsofting for quite a long time, it's really important that you invest in a good set of boots because it will really change your day for the better. So I decided to get a pair of Under Armour Tactical Valsets boots. I like them for a number of reasons, but the first of which is that they've got a very aggressive tread. You can grip onto almost any terrain with this. I'm a big fan of them, but they also weigh almost, well, barely just over a pound. 1.2 ounces, or let's see, 1 pound. 0.2 ounces. Pretty awesome. Very lightweight, and they're also incredibly breathable. And the last thing I like about them is it feels like you're walking on clouds of awesomeness. Just incredibly comfortable boots. I can't stress how important a good set of boots are for your airsoft, I guess, livelihood. That said, that's what I decided to go with my loadout with. I'm really happy with how it's worked out because I played for about 10, 15 more games. I made a lot of new friends on the field, and one of them even asked me to join his airsoft team. So I accepted immediately, but what was great about that is that everyone on their team had a standardized loadout. So I had to make some changes to what I carried just to fit on the team, and that's what we're going to go over in the next episode of our Tactical Gearheads progression, the advanced episode. So make sure to check that out. I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand, and this is GITV. Airsoft GITV would like to thank Condor Outdoor, Elite Force, Contour Camera, Aries by Z-Shot, G-Code Holsters, and Vism by NC Star.